So just get yourself all ready. And we're gonna start in child's pose today. So if you want more support in your child's pose, you wanna put a bolster under your belly or a blanket behind your knees or the block under your forehead. Just set yourself up in a pretty comfortable child's pose. So once you get there, let your arms go a little wider. Let your hips relax back towards your heels. And let your eyes close down. Let yourself slowly begin to find your breath. Wherever it starts and wherever it ends this morning. Letting your breath come in to focus a little bit more each time you inhale. Letting everything else go a little bit more out of focus as your breath becomes clearer and clearer. Maybe even a little slower. And if you know there's something you need to focus on this morning, or something you need to bring more of into your Friday, just think about that for one moment. Whatever your first instinct is. And then come back to that clarity of your inhale and exhale. Make one little adjustment to your child's pose to make it even more comfortable, even if that's just a little wiggle here or there. And as you continue to refine your breath, working it a little slower, longer, maybe even a bit calmer. Beginning to slowly peel yourself up out of your child's pose and all the way onto your belly. So you can just slither forward, slide your legs back, and go ahead and bring your arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Close your palms together. And then when you're ready, a tiny lift of your chest and your head, and just a gentle reach back of your knuckles. And then exhale, come down. So it's the first couple. So only lift a touch and reach back with your hands, and then exhale, come down. Inhale, lift up, look at the floor. Exhale, you can turn one side of the face down, or you can simply set your forehead down on the mat as you exhale. Just give it a good 10 times before you add any height to this. Just awakening your back muscles, slowly getting into your shoulders. Trying to take your time here, slowly up and slowly down. If you're not sure what number you're on, take 3 more. And then on that third one, staying lifted and allowing your thumbs to lift away from your tailbone, reaching back through your arms. Just your arms a little more. So your knuckles stretch back towards your heels so you feel that brightness in your chest. And maybe lift your ribs 1/4 of an inch, keeping the back of your neck as smooth and long as you can. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly come all the way down. Put your palms on the floor, arms by your sides. Now, keeping your palms on the ground, inhale again. Lift just a little bit, upper body, including your head. Exhale down. And maybe it's the same height as you had before, or just a hair higher. Up as you inhale, down as you exhale. Keep your palms glued to the floor. And if you start to feel it too much in your lower back, don't go quite as high. Take one more, hold it up there, and then hug your shoulder blades together. So the fronts of your shoulders press back, the back of your neck stays long. You're just finding even more awareness, even more warmth at the back of your body. One more inhale. Exhale, come down. Bend your knees, small windshield wipers side to side with your ankles. Arms are still down by your sides, palms glued to the floor, and then let the soles of your feet stay up towards the ceiling. And you're gonna do the same thing. Lift your chest, hug your shoulders, keep your chin tucked in. Good, so it feels a little bit like that bow shape that some of us know or might be new to others. Exhale, come down with your upper body, windshield wiper your legs side to side. Just gonna do that one more time. Soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Maybe walk your fingers a little further down towards your knees, and then inhale, come up, hug your shoulders, tuck your chin, breathe slow. Move your hands from by your sides to under your armpits. And then press back into a child's pose from here. Nice. Extend your arms out, reaching forward with your fingers. Inhale, come into your tabletop, all fours. Exhale, just give a little wag out through your tail. If you want to go right into cat-cow, have at it. And then getting some blood flow back into your knees. Stretch your left leg behind, tuck your left toes under. So you're just pressing back through your left heel. Left knee down, right leg extends back, tuck your toes, press your heel back. Good, again, go to the left leg, press back, hands are right underneath your shoulders. Left knee down, right leg back, just to get some awareness at your knees and your calves. And then bring your right knee down, go back to your left leg, lifting your left leg up and over, so to the back right corner of your mat. Some of you have done this with me, that pigeon shape. You're gonna walk your hands over to the left, come onto your elbows, and then slide your left leg back. So your left leg is completely off the floor, feeling some space in the front of your left hip and some stretch in the outside of your right hip. So your left toes are tucked under on the ground. Yeah, toes on the ground, there you go. Relax your neck, so if you need to back your elbows up even closer towards you, so you don't stress out your shoulders, bring them a little closer towards your face. Keep pressing back through your left heel. And then one more breath in. Exhale, replace your hands where your elbows were. And just take a couple steps with that left foot till you get it back to that space where you're pressing back through your heel. In that stretching mode, hands under your shoulders. Trust your hands in your left foot so you can float your right knee, shin, and foot off the ground. There you go. Find a little bit of that strength in your breath. Step your right foot back, plank pose. Bring your left knee down. Yeah, cross your right leg up and over towards that back left corner. Hands to the top right, and then you can come onto your elbows and slide your right leg back. So you come into that cousin of the pigeon. Press back through your right heel so you can feel that opening on your glutes, the outside of your left hip, and the front of your right hip. Continuing to press back through your heel and keeping long in your neck. So your right leg is super active here. Pressing, pressing, pressing back through your heel. Couple more breaths in and out. Always checking in with your face. And then exhale, hands replace where your elbows are. Take those steps, just taking your right leg over and behind till you're back in that position with your right leg extended back. Pushing into your arms, floating your left knee and shin. So your right toes are tucked under, so you've got a little more support. Left knee, shin, and foot are off the ground. And then exhale, plank pose, breathe in. Next time you breathe out, downward dog, lifting your hips, stepping your feet forward a little bit. Yeah, first one of the morning. So move around as you'd like. Move your shoulders, your neck, your hips, your knees. Just stretching into your downward dog this morning. Without overthinking it, just letting your body move as it needs to. And you're just thinking about your breath. Making your neck as long as possible, head as heavy as you can. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come right into a half lift. So kind of skip the forward fold for a second. Right into a half lift. Nice. Arms extended out to your sides. Belly up and in towards your back just a little bit. Breathe in. And then exhale, you're going to walk it back right into downward dog. Good. Neck relaxed. Breathe in. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Again, we're going to skip the forward fold. Come right into your half lift. Shoulders back and down. This time, reach your arms behind you, palms up. Just feeling a little bit of energy in the back of your upper arms, your triceps. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Take your time. So reaching your arms forward, continuing to look at your feet. Breathe in. Exhale, hands walk back. Halfway lift, arms out to the sides. Straight out from your shoulders. There you go. And then exhale, downward dog. Next exhale, walking your hands back. Halfway lift, arms behind you, palms up towards the ceiling, belly button towards your lower spine. Really reach back through your fingernails, shoulders pull away from your ears, and then downward dog. One more breath in. Exhale, tabletop. Find your way onto your belly. So if you want to come elbows down, walk your knees back. Just find your way to softly come onto your belly. You want to go through Chaturanga, great. And you want to be able to see the screen for a second. So if you want to prop your head up with support, we're going to go between two spaces. So your knees come together, your feet come apart, which kind of feels awkward. So my inner thighs and knees are together, feet are out to the sides. And then you're going to connect your feet, walk your knees as wide as the mat, and then come into butterfly on your belly. And then you're going to reverse it. Start to bring your knees together, separate your feet, keep your knees and thighs together. Yep, big toes together, start to walk your knees out wide, butterfly on your belly. And go pretty slowly between these two spaces. So knees come together, and once your knees touch and glue together, your feet come apart, so internally rotating through your thighs. And then feet together, walk your knees out, 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 butterfly on your belly, big toes, sides of your feet start to drop down. And then you keep going. So knees together, feet apart. And then feet together, knees apart. No need to let your feet come all the way to the floor. Take your time. The knees together, feet apart is a little bit more awkward. Think about if you were sitting in a hero's pose, it's kind of what this is, just on your belly. So keep going between these two spaces a few more times. Watch if you stop breathing. And then the next time you come into butterfly on your belly, we're staying there for about 5 to 10 breaths. Try and keep your feet connected. So the heels of your feet, balls of your feet, even your toe pads touching together. Letting your hip sockets soften. Continuing to breathe fully in and out. Take a few more breaths. And then you'll transition, lifting your feet, bringing your knees close. We're going to go 10 whole breaths with your knees together, feet apart. You got to keep your inner thighs touching together. Yep, flex your feet. So that might help you get a little bit more awareness if you activate your ankles. Feet out towards the sides. But if your knees try to wiggle apart, give them a second, bring them back together, and then feet out. Notice if you pop your bum up in the air or the front of your hips off the floor, try to keep your hips down and anchored. Good. And keep pressing your feet in opposite directions. This is the weird one for sure. Maybe you try pointing your feet, keeping your feet out, 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 like you're pushing out into them. If there's a rubber band on them, you're trying to not let it snap together. Knees together, keep them together, a couple more breaths. Keeping this shape, hands underneath your armpits, pressing up, keeping your feet out to the sides. You don't have to sit all the way between your feet, but try to keep your knees together and just walk your hands back till your bum leans back. Yeah. Good, so more in that child pose position rather than sitting upright. And then inhale, tabletop, move it around, bring your shins parallel to one another, and then sit back. Child's pose, parallel shins, walk your arms forward. Your head just drops down a little bit, but doesn't need to touch the floor. Inhale, tabletop, all fours. Just gonna go into a little twist to keep our spines happy. Left arm down, right arm up and open. Yep, and then you're gonna thread it underneath. Good. Inhale, back up and open. You can reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath. Do that as many times as it feels good for you, or if you'd rather stay down on the ground, reaching your right fingers away from your face, that feels better, stay there. If it feels better to move in and out of it, do that. 3 more breaths, whether you're moving or breathing into one space. Coming back with both hands on the ground. Other side, left arm up and open. Right arm threading underneath. And either continuing to move up on your inhale, sliding your arm under as you exhale. Trying to pick a similar variation as you did on the first side. And it looks like most of us are moving, so really make sure you're inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, reaching down and away from your face. Again, just to keep that full sense of mobility in your spine. And if you're down, just stay down. Use your breath to lean back a little bit every time. Last 3 breaths. Moving your way back into tabletop. Then exhale into downward dog. Hips up and back, reaching with your sits bones to the wall and ceiling behind you. Where those 2 walls intersect. And then walking your hands back towards your feet, halfway lift. So you do a little press up from the ground. Yep, press into your feet, reach your arms out and up, come all the way up to stand. Stay standing, just exhale, float your arms by your sides. So have your whole mat length out in front of you, hands to your hips. Take your time with this first one especially. You're gonna lift your right knee, stretch it forward, and like you're taking a big step into runner's lunge. Good. Arms up, hips pointed straight ahead at your right knee. Exhale, bend your elbows, chest open, cactus arms. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows. 2 more times. Fingers spread wide. Then bring your hands back to your hips. You're gonna take 3 steps back. So you're gonna go 1, right flat foot, 2, right flat foot, 3 feet together. Nice. Left leg up. Straightening your left leg, a little bend in your right knee to take that big lunge, that step forward. Left knee bent, arms up, high runner's lunge. Then exhale, add your arms, bend your elbows, keep your heart up. 3 more times. Trying to keep a little bit of energy of your belly towards your back. 1 more time. Then your hands anchor onto your hips. You're going to take that small step, flat left foot, and then both feet together. You got it. Right side, do it again. Up, reach, large step forward, but with a pretty soft landing, arms up. This time 5 times. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, reach up. So you're going to count to 5. You can all count to 5. After your fifth one, hands to your hips. You're gonna, again, take those 3 steps back. 1, 2, both feet together. Left side, knee up. Reach your foot out a little bit into your knee to lean forward, lunge into it. Arms up. 5 times into cactus as you exhale. Hands to your hips. 3 steps back. First one should be pretty small. Good, and then stand in mountain pose, feet slightly separated, palms facing forward. Shoulders up, back and down. Take your time to get there. Close your eyes when you arrive. Breathe into both the right and left sides of your body. Reach down with your fingertips up through the top of your head. Relax your belly, but without letting it spill forward. And then opening your eyes. I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see. We're going to take a mini dancer pose. So bending into your right knee, take your outer ankle. So just like you were doing a quad stretch. Left arm straight out ahead. And then your left fingers reach forward and your right knee goes slightly back. Nothing crazy here. Just the first one, up through your chest, back through your right knee, forward with your left fingers. Good. Just a couple more breaths, establishing that base of your dancer pose. Use an exhale to slowly come out of it. Releasing your foot, arms down. Just stand in the middle, right into mountain pose. Same thing, shoulder blades down and together on your back. And then to the other side, bend your left knee. Try to hold your ankle, not your foot. Right arm straight out in front of you. Get a little taller first and then take your left knee back as your right arm stretches out ahead. And again, it's just the first one on this side. So it can be really, really small and still has the same energy as dancer. Still a pose. Let your eyes go to one place. One more breath in. Exhale slowly, unwind it. Mountain pose. Feet even, but separated. Then go back to the first side. Again, go for your ankle. Left arm reaches out. A little bit back with your knee, a little bit forward with your fingers. A lot of upward movement in your chest. Notice if your knee is kicking out to the side like a dog on a fire hydrant. Try to have it go straight back. One more breath in. Exhale, very slowly unwind. Mountain pose in the middle. Second side, ankle, eyes, right arm, and then your knee and fingers go in opposite directions as you keep your heart up. Nice. You can lean a little bit forward with your torso, but your chest can stay up. One more breath in. Exhale, take your time to come into mountain pose. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Flip your hands to face straight ahead. Big breath out. Close your eyes if you'd like. And just see what you feel, where you feel it after those first two dancer poses on each side. Opening your eyes. We're going to do it 2 more times on each side, except on this variation, the one thing you change is instead of taking your outer ankle, you're basically going to put your hand in a thumbs up, like you're hitchhiking, and find your inner ankle. So that bony part of your ankle, the big toe side of your foot. So it's a little bit more opening for your shoulder, left arm forward. Press down through your left foot, get taller, and then right knee back, left arm forward. And you're trying to keep everything a little bit pointed towards the ground so you're not opening up into a half moon. It's a little bit more flashlighted forward. So right knee back, left fingers forward. You're gonna feel your right inner shoulder blade really snuggle onto your back. Take one more bright inhale. Exhale, slowly arm down. Right knee to left knee. Let go of your foot, mountain. Exhale. Good job on that. Other side. Again, it's like you're hitchhiking. Left thumb up, inside of your ankle as opposed to foot. Right arm forward. Press through your right foot all the way up tall to the top of your head. And then reach your right fingers forward as you take your left knee back. And you're more in a half bow shape than anything, right? So the left side of your body is mimicking bow. Your right leg is stable. Now feel that inner left shoulder blade really move into that center upper middle spine area. One more breath in. Exhale, hand down, knees together. Release your foot, shake it out a little bit this time. And if you feel your glute really tightening up, which sometimes it does, you might want to take a mid-standing pigeon just to open that space up. We're going to do another one after we do each side, but if it feels nice, because sometimes the standing poses really get at our glutes, we don't realize it till later. Inhale, slowly come up. Switch, standing pigeon, sit back. So you want to make sure your standing leg feels like a chair pose. And that's why we also did that cousin of the pigeon earlier, to give this space some awareness that something was gonna happen. Good, inhale, come on up. One more dancer pose on each side, and just take it at your own pace. But one piece at a time. And again, you want to try to open your shoulder. So inner ankle. Think about lifting up first before you go reaching forward and back with your arm and your leg. And you don't have to keep your torso completely upright. You can lean forward, again, like you're in that half bow shape with your right side. Take about 3 more breaths. Then when you're ready and your 3 breaths are done, left arm down, right knee to left knee. Slowly let go of your foot, shake it out in between. Arms, shoulders, legs, ankles, hips, everything. Other side. Inner ankle, right? And watch if you have that tendency to do this. When you stand, you want to bring your ribs in, just so everything's more stacked. Push through your right foot, get tall, and then leg back, arm forward. The tiniest bend in your standing leg. So again, you don't need to be completely upright with your shoulders over your hips. You can hinge forward at your hips a little bit with your left hip bone pointed a little bit more down. Last breath in. Exhale, right arm down. Left knee to right knee. Slowly unwind, shake it out. If you've got your blocks close, we're going to use them to aid in our balance as you come into your standing pigeon. So let's start. Right ankle, sit it down and back, letting your hands come to the blocks so you can really focus on the opening right here, outside of your right glute. Without dumping everything down, still think about extending out through your spine. So blocks are there to take out some of the balance effort. So you can breathe into the spacious effort of your outer right hip. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. You can keep your hands on the block, release your top foot. And you can go right into the other side, one hand on the block, giving your other ankle a helping hand up and over. Go ahead, hands down. Exhale out. Good job with that chair pose on the right knee, everybody. Looks very stable. Now watch your shoulders. Shoulders and ears are like repelling magnets away from each other. Last couple breaths. Good, you can unwind. Come into your half lift with your hands on the blocks. Crown of your head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Teeniest bend in your knees. And one more breath in. Exhale, set the blocks flat, about as wide as your shoulders. So flat on your mat, about as wide as your shoulders. So towards the top of your mat. So that way, when you come onto your belly, so you can step your feet back. If you want to do this through a chaturanga or a plank, you can. You can just come down, your chest between the blocks, and your arms out to the sides. Forehead to the floor. Just the first thing that's going to lift is your arms. So reach your fingers in opposite directions and then let the front of your shoulders come off of your blocks. Then lift your head, your chest. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, hands down, shoulders down, head down. And then as you inhale, everything lifts up. As you exhale, everything comes down. 2 more times. What goes up must come down. Good. The next time you come down, transition your arms now by your sides like we did earlier, palms on the floor, but the head of your shoulder, the front of your shoulder should still be on the block. And it's going to be a tiny lift. It's going to be more of a squeeze of your shoulders. So you can just squeeze your shoulders, feel the front of your shoulders come off the blocks, and then exhale down. So it's just that energy of both shoulders towards your upper middle back and down. 2 more times. If your head needs to lift off the ground, let it lift. Good. Keep your arms by your sides. Bend your knees, flex at your ankles, windshield wipers side to side. Good. Keep your feet up. Knees pretty parallel to one another. Push through your hands. Lift your chest, lift the front of your shoulders off the blocks. Keep your chin in. And then move your hands to the blocks. Press them straight out in front of you. Straight out in front of you. Then arms come back by your sides. Long through your neck. One more breath in. Exhale everything down. Your legs, your chest, your head, your hands, everything. Breathe out. Stretch your right arm out in front of you. Bend your left knee. Find your outer ankle. Inhale, lift up. Feels like a similar shape. We were in it standing. Now we're just in it on our bellies. You can back your right hand up a little more if you want. If that's too much, keep it out in front and just the slightest lift of your chest off the ground. Good, one more breath in. Exhale, slowly come down. Let go of your back leg. Sweep your right arm down, left arm forward. Other side. Bend your right leg, find your outer ankle. And then that lifting energy, your right knee going back, your left hand going forward, just like you did in the standing dancer. Try to keep your shoulders pointed at the ground. Option to bring your hand in, lift up a little higher. Option to not do that. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly come down, back to the first side, and try to go for your inner ankle. Try. And if you're not feeling it today, go for your outer ankle. That's why we did it first, so you know it's an option. And then just a little bit of a lift, little kick back of your foot into your hand. Your right hand is supportive or your right elbow is supporting you. Just enough so you feel the opening, not crunchy on your back. One more breath in. Exhale slowly, bring your chest down, release your leg. Just take a pause first. Breathe into your lower back. And then other side. Left arm reaches, right arm reaches back. Maybe for your inner ankle, this time on this side. You can bring your elbow down for more support. Lift up into that dancer on your belly, half bow shape. Can be called a lot of different things. Most importantly, you want to feel this more in your upper back than your lower back. Last breath in. Exhale, start to bring your chest down. Let go with your leg. Make a pillow for your head. And just breathe on your belly. Into all three major sections of your spine. Lower, middle, and upper. Two more breaths here. Then bending your knees, snuggling your inner thighs and knees together, feet apart. So you're basically just in constructive rest pose, but instead of being on your back, you're on your belly. Yep, knees and thighs together. Feet, ankles, shins, calves apart. Good, and then bring your feet together. Extend your right arm out just enough so you can roll towards your right. Come into the fetal position on your side. So this is a nice way after we've had that neutral time for our backs on our bellies, post heart opener. Instead of going into child's pose where there's more extreme weight, we're just going to be on our sides for a minute. So really breathe again into your lower, middle, and upper back. Even slower. Maybe you want to bring your knees even higher up towards your chest, even more cozy into this posture. And then taking your time to roll all the way onto your back. So moving your hips, moving your shoulders, moving your hips, moving your shoulders, and then into constructive rest. Feet wide, knees knocked together, right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart. Going right into your 3-part breath. So filling your right hand, your left hand, your throat, and exhale. So it should feel like a rolling wave from your belly upwards, and then exhaling. See if it feels comfortable to take this breath both in your nose and out your nose. And see if there's one area that's a little harder for you to get your inhale to. Could be your right hand, could be your left hand. Take just a few more here. Then you can let both arms come by your side, palms facing up. Separate your knees, so let your feet come more parallel. And then if you'd like to open your eyes, you can. Just your right leg, you're going to take it out towards the butterfly and then in past your midline. So you're going to take your right knee up and out to the side, and then exhale up to the middle, and then just past the center. And you can also think about it as rotating towards the baby toe side of your foot, and then transitioning towards the big toe side of your foot. So just isolating this one side. 2 more. Then find your flat right foot, centering your hips and your sacrum. Pause before going to your left side. Then left knee out. Baby toe side of your foot. Up. Big toe side of your foot, knee coming more to that past center line. Just rotating through this on your left side. Ankle is pretty active and in a flexed position, so you can safely move from one edge of your foot to the other without feeling like you're going to roll your ankle. Last time on this side. And then center. Feet as wide as the mat, knees knocked in. And we're going to take this just like we did on our bellies. So start to walk your feet together, and until your big toes touch, then you can move into butterfly. Moving slowly, start to bring your knees back together, and until your knees touch, you separate your feet back into constructive rest. And then when you're ready, heel toe your feet, big toes touch, knees separate, butterfly. Start to bring your knees towards each other. When they connect, your feet come apart. Just do that one more time each way. And then between those two shapes, constructive rest or butterfly, pick one to rest in for a moment. Whichever one feels more appropriate and necessary for you today. Give it 3 more breaths. And then moving your feet back into a neutral position, knees parallel. And you can either take a twist, any twist of your liking, one knee over, eagle legs over, both knees together. So just a little bit of that rotation again. Might want to move your hips a little bit to the opposite side. Close your eyes so you stop attaching to the screen. When it feels ready, when you feel ready, move to center and then the other way. Softer in your breath, less controlled. And then as you begin to move yourself back to center, take any final posture that feels like, again, is necessary for you, or any movement that feels necessary before you find Shavasana. Really stretch out, get comfortable. Feel your breath relax. Your muscles relax. Your bones just settle. the purpose of our muscles is to move our bones. So if you can let your muscles still, it'll signal to your bones to also do the same. Just allow yourself to bask in some quiet and some stillness. Before you begin to move, just notice how you feel right here. Absorbing quiet and still time. See if you feel a little bit more aligned, not just physically, but aligned with what you thought about at the very beginning of practice, about what you need to bring into this Friday. Once you've taken that mental inventory, start to sweep your arms out and up over your head, walking your legs together, reaching your toenails and fingernails in the opposite directions. And then exhale, gathering your knees, crossing at your ankles, and just a slow rock up and over into a seated position. Taking your time, sitting upright. Hands together. Just feeling what you feel, noticing any shifts. Letting yourself walk into your Friday with hopefully a little more ease, quiet, and feeling settled. We'll take 2 breaths together, and then on the 3rd exhale, you can hum, you can you can listen, any of the above. Breathe in. Thank yourself for making this time and space. And thank you to each one of you again for your returning, your dedication to breath, to movement, and to stillness. When you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you all so much. You can stay in seated meditation or slowly ease into your Friday. Yay! I'll see you guys again soon. Candace, maybe I'll see you at the cookie shop.
I really hope not this weekend.
Hey,
it could happen. So.
And we're going to be open till 5 now, Saturday and Sunday. Or no, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. Amy Jane, you're like pushing cookies on me.
They're so small. I just want to see you.
I know. Well, I might still come by. Bye.
Bye.